Hey yogis, welcome to this calming end of day Hatha practice. I'm Sarah and today I'll be guiding you through a series of asanas to close out your day and help prepare you for a restful evening and night's sleep. I'll be offering modifications throughout this practice, making it suitable for beginners and more experienced yogis alike. All you need for this class is a cushion or a pillow, so gather what you have to hand and come join me on the mat. So we're going to start today lying on our backs. So take your time, make your way there. Going down onto our back. Begin to bring your knees one by one in towards your belly. Give them a quick, deep hug in, squeezing in, allowing your spine to lengthen on the mat. And dropping your shoulders, releasing any weight, any tension out of the body. And just noticing your breath, noticing the body, noticing the mind, what's running through it. Just take one deep inhale. As you exhale, let go of the whole day. Release it out. Once again, inhale. Let go on the exhale. Gently bring yourself back into the room. Take hold of either knee. Begin to draw the knees away from the body. Keeping hold of the legs so the arms will come long. Begin to drop them open so the toes stay touched. And the knees open wide. Begin to draw the knees in towards the body as you softly close. Begin to sink with the breath. Inhale, knees move away from the body and open up. Exhale, they come back towards the body. And closing, so drawing circles with the knees. Inhale, pressing away, opening up. Exhale, closing in. Inhale, opening. Exhale, closing. Begin to move with your own breath. Massaging through the hips and the lower back. Let's take a moment to check in. Notice each movement. Slowly as we move, how it feels. Any nice sensations. Next time you come, with the knees into the belly. Holding there. Squeeze the knees back in. And plant both feet down onto the mat. And make our way into bridge pose, so bring your hands down onto the mat. You want to walk your heels just roughly to where you can graze the heels with your hands. Feet are about hip width distance apart. And from here, bring the hands to the lower part of the belly. We're going to move through some pelvic tilts before we make our way into our bridge pose. So begin to very softly tilt the pelvis forward. And then tilt the pelvis back. It's a very soft, gentle movement. It won't look like much. It's lovely for releasing the lower back, the spine. So as you inhale, begin to tilt the pelvis forward. You should notice this is a small gap between your lower back and the mat. And as you exhale, you imprint your spine fully onto the mat. Tilting forward on the inhale and tilting back on the exhale. Once again, tilting forward and tilting back. And last round, inhale forward, exhale, tilting back, holding here. Release the hands down onto the mat. make your way into bridge pose. So begin to lift your hips away from the mat, sending the energy into the knees, pressing, grounding into both feet evenly. Lift the sitting bones nice and high. Relax the shoulders. Make sure your chin is slightly tucked in, supporting the top of the neck. And just breathe. We're going to hold our bridge pose for 10 breaths. Activating the glutes. Noticing if you can lift the sitting bones a little bit higher. Pressing into both feet. Releasing any tension in the hips. Allowing the blood to flow through the body. And last 3 breaths. See if you can lift the hips even higher. And we're going to gently lower, releasing 1 vertebrae at a time. Very slowly, lower the whole spine down onto the mat. Tilt the pelvis forward at the end. And release back, hug the knees back in towards the body. Squeezing in. Release the feet down onto the mat. We're going to make our way up to sitting on the mat. So we're rolling over towards one side. Press yourself up. Coming over, sitting on the mat. Feet planted out in front of you. And bring the hands behind the sitting bones. Lengthen through the spine. Sitting up nice and tall. Bring your hands forward. Just rest them on top of your knees. So your armpits are resting onto the knees. You can allow the gaze to drop. And just soften down. So you lengthen, stretch out the lower back. Just noticing any strain, stress, or tension. Let it go. Inhale, gently peel, coming back up. Coming into our twist from here. So sitting up nice and tall. Resting your hands on your knees as you begin to twist to look over to the left. Bring your left hand behind you, so use it as a support. Staying high up on the fingertips, sitting nice and tall. Twist a little bit deeper. Bring your right hand maybe to the outside of the left knee, just for a little bit more guide, a little bit more support as you begin to look over the left shoulder. Inhale, sitting nice and tall. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper. Inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, sink, go deeper in. Last breath. Inhale. And exhale, gently release, come back to center. Take it to the opposite side, bring your right hand behind you, use it as that guide, as your support. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, twist, looking over the right shoulder. Bring the left hand outside of the right knee, twist a little bit deeper. So we're twisting from the belly, finding that twist, find the length on the inhale. Exhale, go deeper in. Stay with your breath as we're rinsing out any stress, any strain that we've held in the belly. And then gently release, come back to center. And cross our legs over each other. We're crossing over at the ankles. Step our way through. We're going to make our way into Sphinx pose from here. So extend the legs towards the back of the mat. Come down onto the forearms. So you want to roughly your elbows in line under your shoulders. And depending on your lower back, so if it feels a little bit tight as soon as you get in this pose, walk the feet a little bit wider, maybe towards the corners of the mat. This will just help to release any tension in the lower back once we're in Sphinx pose. So take your time, play around with it. Notice what suits you, where you want to go in your Sphinx pose. Once you're there, roll the shoulder blades back, lengthen through the spine, open the chest forward. Spiraling the heart space forward, rolling the shoulder blades back down the body, opening up and breathing. Be here for a few breaths. So if at all you feel this gets too much, always back out of the pose. Always know you don't need to hold these poses. Find your edge. And don't go beyond. Either staying here in Sphinx, or you can take it a little bit deeper and go into half frog. So once again, notice your edge. Maybe play around with it, see how it feels when you go in the pose. So from here, stay with the hand, plant it onto the mat. Begin to bring the left hand, so the left fingertips, face over towards the right corner. Bend at the right knee, so you're bringing the right heel towards the right glute. Use your left hand as a support. Bring your right hand, maybe take hold of the right foot. This might be enough. Stay here if it is, or back out of it. If you feel you can go deeper, you can begin to guide the right foot down towards the glute as you open through the shoulders. Such a lovely pose for releasing any stress, any strain through the shoulders. As it opens the chest, works deep into the legs, into the hamstrings. And a very deep back bend. So just watch this pose, notice any sensations. You don't want to feel any sharp shooting pains, but a nice awareness, a nice opening. So once you're here, shut off your awareness and just stay for 3 more breaths. And if you're in frog pose, gently begin to release the leg and make your way to meet everybody back in Sphinx pose. And just notice how the body's feeling. If you've been holding in Sphinx pose, noticing the release, the opening. And if you're in frog pose, noticing one side of the body from the next. Either staying as you are, or beginning to kick up the heel of the left foot. Draw the right hand, fingertips to face over towards the left. Begin to bring the left hand around the left foot, drawing the heel towards the glutes, opening through the chest. Stay with your breath, feeling, noticing the sensations, noticing what's going on in the body. Where are you holding your tension? If you're in half frog, release the leg, come back into Sphinx. And from Sphinx, we're all gonna make a little pillow out of our hands, drop the forehead down towards the blanket. And just rest. Release the lower back. Shake the hips side to side. Bring your hands to the sides of the mat. Press yourself back up and make our way into child's pose. Bring your toes to touch. Send your hips towards the heels. Rest the forehead down towards the mat. I want to extend the fingertips long away from the body. So finding a really nice stretch, nice opening. Allow the hips to be heavy. Rest towards the heels. Don't worry too much if the hips are miles away from the heels. It's just that awareness that we want. Soften everything for 3 more breaths. Gently lift your gaze away from the mat, look up towards the fingertips, and walk yourself back up to sitting on your heels. You can just flip the legs out to one side and make our way back over to lying back down onto the mat. Once again, give the knees a hug into the body. Squeezing in. We're just going to cross our right knee over the left and begin to hug the knees into the body. You should feel a really nice opening into the outer hip. Taking hold of the knees, or if you don't quite feel the opening, feel the stretch, you can walk the hands down towards the shins, maybe down towards the feet. Just holding to where you feel that opening. We're not trying to get into the deepest pose. We're just trying to find a release. And once you're there, soften in. And feel that sensation. Gently release the grip of the legs. Unwind, just cross the left leg over the right, hug the knees into the body. Notice this side might feel a lot more tight and your knees can be good away from the body, or you might feel like you can go much deeper on this side. My left side tends to be a little bit looser than my right side, so I can go a little bit deeper and draw the knees into my body a little bit more just to feel that sensation. But just notice what's going on in your body. Notice which side maybe needs more attention. Which side you hold your stress, your strain. No 2 sides of the body are the same. No 2 days will be the same. Gently release the grip from the legs, unwind the feet, plant the feet down onto the mat. Begin to hug the knee into the belly. I'm going to start with the right leg. We're going to do both sides. So hug the right knee in towards the belly. And hinge at the knee, so you plant the right ankle onto the left knee. Bring the legs into a nice figure 4 shape. You can stay here if this is enough for you. This might already feel like such a deep opening. Or if you want to take it deeper, you can begin to lift the left knee away from the mat and interlace the fingers behind the left leg. Drawing the legs towards the body. Soften the shoulders down. Soften the neck. Making sure that we're not holding tension. We're not straining. We're not squeezing. You're just staying here. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you can flex the left foot and draw the legs a little bit deeper into the body. We'll just play around with it. Notice where you need to go in the pose to feel your edge. Feel that sensation. Last breath. And gently release the legs down towards the mat. And you can just extend through the right leg. Just release. Extend it down onto the mat, releasing any tension. Allow the blood to flow back through the leg. And then plant the right foot onto the mat. Hug the left knee into the body. Hinging at the knee, so you plant left ankle onto the right knee. Either staying here, wonderful if you are, or maybe you want to take it a little bit deeper and interlace the fingers behind the right leg and draw the legs closer towards the body. And like we did before, notice how two sides of the body feel. Notice which side for you is a little bit tighter, or which side you need to go deeper. Just finding that awareness. Finding out different things about our body, about where we hold tension, where there could be injury, strain. It could be years of how we walk, holding bags, driving, holding children. Just be nice to get in touch with the body. Notice what's really going on. Hold for 3 more breaths. And gently release the right leg down towards the mat. Unwind the legs. And stretch the left leg away from the body. Just to bring the life back into the leg. Maybe wiggle the legs and make any movements that you need to. From here, and make our way into happy baby pose. A few variations of this pose that you can work with. We'll begin by hugging the knees into the belly. So you can just stay here, drop the knees out to the outsides of the body, and just stay resting here, working on opening the hips and releasing the lower back. Or maybe you want to take hold of the backs of the knees, drawing the knees further down towards the ground. Or coming into full happy baby, you can take hold of the outer edges of the feet or maybe the ankles and begin to press the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling while the knees hang heavy down towards the armpits. Maybe you want to take 2 peace fingers and interlace them around the big toe, drawing the knees down towards the ground. Really wonderful opening for the hips. Releasing the lower back. Just staying with your breath. Just really noticing, feeling the benefits of this pose. As we allow our hips and lower back to open and release, letting go any stress from the day. Anything that doesn't serve us, we don't want to bring with us to our night's rest. Either staying here in your happy baby, or if you want to take it a little bit deeper this evening, you could begin to extend and press through the right foot, pressing into the right heel. Just opening through the back of the leg, the back body. It's a lovely stretch for the whole body. Bending back into the right knee, maybe stretching, extending through the left. And then bending back in and working side to side. If you want to take full straddle, you can extend through both legs, press into both heels. Stretch through the entire body. Let go, releasing the day, stretching it all out. And wherever you are in your happy baby or whatever variation you're in, just going to stay here for 3 more breaths. And if you're in straddle, very gently come back down into happy baby, sending the knees back down towards the armpits. Just stay for another breath. Maybe rock side to side or forward and back. Just to massage out the lower spine. And then release, hug the knees into the belly. Squeezing in. I'm going to take hold of our cushion and bring it under the sitting bones. Just a little bit more height. From here, we're going to come into two different poses. So you choose which one you want to do this evening. Bring the knees into the belly. You can either extend both legs and just allow them to hang heavy. Release the hands down to the ground or down to the belly and just rest. Or if you want to go a little bit deeper and you want to really come into your body, you can move into plow pose from here. So begin to draw the feet, the legs into the belly. Bring your hands, so bend at the elbows, and to lift the hips away from the mat, away from the cushion. Then begin to extend the legs, extend the feet towards the back of the room, until the feet come down onto the ground. Coming down into full plow pose. And wherever you are, gently come out of the pose. Bring the legs back into the belly. If they're in the air or behind you, and hug them. Give them a quick squeeze. Plant them down onto the mat. Release the cushion from under the hips. Put it to one side. Extend your right leg long away from the body. Hug the left knee back into the chest and come into a twist from here. So take hold of the left knee with the right hand, draw it across the body. So you're going to come up onto the right hip, that's perfectly fine. And extend the arms long away from the body, or bring the arms into cactus pose, bending at the elbow. Adjust if you need to, just to make the pose a little bit more comfortable. Begin to look towards the left. Into a lovely twist. Rinsing out the day, letting go. If this feels a little bit too intense, you can always just bend both legs. It's the exact same pose, we're just twisting into a nice spinal release. Breathing into the lower back, letting go. And gently come back to center. Making our way into the opposite sides, maybe extending the left leg long. Hug the right knee into the belly. Take hold with your left hand, draw it across the body, resting down. And extend the arms up into cactus. Or if you have enough room, extending them long away from the body. Bring the gaze over to the right. Close the eyes. And release everything, release all awareness. Soften the shoulders, forehead, the jaw. And gently come back to center. Hug the legs in. From here, we make our way into Savasana. Extend the legs long. You can maybe place your cushion under the knees, or your pillow under the knees. It can just be quite nice to have a little bit of support behind the legs. Extend the arms long away from the body, palms facing up, shoulders nestle in, dropping either foot to the side. Close the eyes. Let go of any effort. And let go. I'm going to leave you here in Savasana. I encourage you to stay here as long as you can. And thank you very much for joining me for this evening's class. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please remember to give the video a like and maybe subscribe if you haven't done so already. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. Namaste.